Oh man, would you look at that sunrise? Well, it's coming. It's not here yet. In the meantime, we got pretty moon and stars. I'm actually kind of surprised the camera's picking those up. Alright, let's go get started. While we wait on fuel, let me catch you up a little bit. So, the day I filmed harrowing, that was 10 days ago now? Yeah, I think. Either way, something like that. Ran all day like I showed you guys. Next morning I got up, was able to start right away. Got 70-ish acres done. Started raining. So we just shut down because we didn't want to tear up the fields. That shut me down till last Sunday, so 8 days ago. It was still a touch wet, but they were calling for more moisture. So I had 2 more half circles that needed done because they had manure on them. Got those done, decided to just go ahead and quit there because it was just a little soft. Last Monday, we got a lot of moisture. We actually got really nice snow. I mean, it was a blizzard here for a little bit. We got, I don't know, between 3/10, half-inch moisture. So, amazing moisture. Love that. I love it when a plant gets screwed up in the spring because that means we're getting moisture, and usually in the spring we're desperate for it. So what that means now is our irrigation water is getting close. If you remember, we're on a canal system. We don't choose when we get irrigation water. The canal chooses when we get water. So we have to be prepped and ready when the water gets here. Well, because we haven't been in the fields for a week, we're quite a ways behind. We haven't finished harrowing. We haven't floated anything. We got to get some hay planted, and we got to get some oats planted. So that is why I'm out here at 6 a.m. Yeah, good stuff. Get this thing topped off. Go get started. Hopefully by about 8 o'clock I can basically be done with all the harrowing that needs done immediately and switch over to something else. See, told you guys the sun was coming. You didn't believe me. Alright, I'm still running the harrow because of a change of plan, as per usual. I had this field, like 2 more to go, and we're done for the year. So we decided let's just keep going. But I run into a bit of a predicament here. Isn't that nice? That's completely worn down. I still got good tread on the outside. About half scared to stand next to that thing. So the predicament is, obviously I need a tire. Pretty good chance local tire shop has one, they can come pull one on. Now, where the question becomes, 150 acres more, and this thing will be parked for the next 11 months. So, do I have a tire put on and then have it just sit and dry rot all summer and winter? Or do I see if I can limp this one by, and then next year when we're getting this thing ready, just go ahead and throw on a new tire? I've had that tire blow out going down the road at full speed. It's not that fun. Man, that got stuck. It is not that fun. So I don't know. Might just call the tire shop, see if they got one before I have a bigger problem. So I went ahead and called the tire shop. Got 90 acres done since then. They've got a tire 4th in line for service calls. So yeah, 90 acres done. I got a 5-mile drive back to my pickup because it's noon. We'll see, hopefully by 1 they're here. Because that spot's getting bigger on it. Let you know how this goes. I made it, guys. So there is the float that is working some of the hay ground behind me. But yeah, the spot's getting noticeably bigger. Hopefully tire shop can show up before I come back from lunch. But before I even go to lunch, I see the weed burning crew is still gone. So I'm gonna go see if I can find them, see if we got some fires going somewhere. Someone always needs help with fire, right? That's always a fun one to play with. Bart's gonna kill me if he finds out he was on camera. We I just missed the fire. These guys have it out already. I'll loop around them real quick here. So there is our weed burner. Shop built propane tank, hydraulic boom. That thing will throw some heat. They're talking wind after lunch, so I don't know if it'll burn anymore or not. But this wind is perfect for a piece that is incredibly hard to burn. So we'll see. If the wind is like this after lunch, we might run up there and try and burn it real quick. It's a 300-400 yard stretch, not crazy long, but it's one of those places that's really hard to burn unless you got the perfect wind, and this real gentle wind out of the west is what we need. I'm gonna run back over here to the farm they were at, make sure we don't have anything smoldering. Glenn and the neighbor were hosing down a few hot spots there, so we'll see what we got. Regroup after lunch. All right, so a lot has happened. What is it, 3:30? Lots happened in the last couple hours. So the hole that was wearing in the tire on the Harrow got significantly larger upon looking at it when I got back from lunch. Called tire shop, they said, yeah, we're not gonna get to you till tomorrow. So I said, screw it. I only had one field left, we're just not gonna harrow it. Went and parked it, went to hook up the VT so I could work the field and get oats planted. First had to use a forklift to hook it up because the hitch was way too high for some reason. But then this wing right here, we're missing a cylinder. It sprung a leak. We rip it apart and the O-rings got smashed when it got put together at the factory, and sitting over winter became a problem. So called John Deere. No O-rings. Son of a gun. So Bart went to go check a local machine shop to see if by chance they would have it, because they work on big cylinders like that. In the meantime, Kenny had to leave, so I stole his tractor, unhooked the float from it, spent the last 20 minutes trying to figure out the computer, because this is our first tractor with the 4000 series monitor. Whew. Coming from a 2630, it's a bit of a learning curve. Been trying to get some things figured out on that before I just go all gung-ho on it. I got the float unhooked. Now I'm headed to the neighbors to pick up our hay drill, because we share it with a neighbor, but it's still got a little bit of weed in it from last fall. So I'm going to plant that out, get some hay loaded, go plant some hay. Of course, all that's going to take probably an hour, and I guarantee in the next hour, my plan's going to change again. Ooh, look at that. Ain't she a beaut? 13 foot wide on 6-inch spacings. There's a lot of little openers on that guy. So like I said, we share this with a neighbor, so it's at his place. So go plant out the wheat, put some hay in it, get going. One other thing I wanted to cover, you might have noticed a whopping 61 hours on this tractor. Yeah, this tractor hasn't gotten a lot of use yet. We actually made a deal on it right at the end of wheatledge last year. After the second time, our Massey decided to grenade the hydraulic system and just dump hydraulic oil all over everything. I think if I remember right, it was part of the brakes and like an accumulator. And when we talked to the local shop about what we needed to do to fix it, because they said they couldn't get to it for like 2 weeks, and we were in the middle of wheatledge, kind of need a merger tractor. They said, here, just change this, you're good to go. We did that, made it about 2 hours into the next day, and it did it again. Well, come to find out, they neglected to tell us there was a handful of other things you got to do as well. And the shop guy was like, yeah, he goes, sorry about that, I forgot. He goes, hell, I did the same thing on the first couple that I changed. That's good to know. And finally, we had just had enough with that Massey. It was such a headache. Called Deere. They had this one sitting on the lot. We said, we want to trade right now. What do you got? They got us this. Then that merger broke down the next day. And it was a part that they had to get sent in. So by the time the merger was fixed, harvest was over, this thing was relegated to what to do? Weed chopping. Spent the last part of the year weed chopping. And then, since we had the 7520 on the buck blower, it didn't get used all winter. So that's why it's got 61 hours. You ever just wake up full of hope, and then throughout the day your hopes and dreams are crushed? That's today's Monday. On the plus side, Bart found O-rings. That machine shop in town had them. So the VT is now ready. Well, it's got to be greased. And at the moment, there's not grease gun at the shop. Long story. Getting the drill ready. Yeah. And that's not just a bolt broken. The way this Great Plains one works is there's another half of that arm that goes forward that stops it. You can't see it in any of these. But when I move them, I can see another piece up in there that's wiggling. Yeah. And wouldn't you know, our dealership doesn't have any. We got some at another dealership. Have them here later tonight so we can get it first thing in the morning. Get that up and going. Oh. Same thing we run into every single year whenever we get going. We don't get near enough done in the shop in the winter. Some of it's our own fault for not being more, well, a big chunk of it is our own fault for not being more time productive. Another part is we just don't have enough people in here to crank out the projects like needed. I don't know. It's a weird balance, struggling to find the right balance. Oh, and another problem. First time we've ever used GPS on that tractor, trying to program in an implement. Since that guy, that state-of-the-art beauty over there, is not an ISO bus compliant machine. So you gotta go in and manually enter everything, which is fine. That's what I'm used to doing for everything. An old machine, like the 8630 over there with the, what is it, 2630 monitor. You just go in, punch in all the numbers for your implement size, good to go. This one, no, you get to implement frame, click on it. All you can do is set the offsets, nothing for working width. And I've gone through every menu I can find, went through the help section, following step by step how to program in an unknown implement, and it says enter working width. And I'm going, where? There's not a box there. So that's going to take a call to deer because it's 5 till 5 and I guarantee they will not answer. Yeah, it's time for a frosty beverage. I wonder how far away Hector is. We've got a surprise coming today. The wind has kind of picked up, so I hope you guys can hear me all right. So Hector just showed up with our new investment. It's a 730 Colo Tiger disc ripper. She's old, as you can tell by the faded blue and the fact it's 730. And I think the new one's coming out now, which Case bought a Colo Tiger, or DMI, and just kept the Colo Tiger name. The new ones, I believe, are a C model, so she's a few generations old, but you know what? It's in good shape. The frame looks good. I mean, it just needs a little loving, a little updating. Gotta find wings for the crumbler. So apparently the farmer couldn't pull a 730, so they took the outer ripper shank off, which would have went here, and the outer discs, which are wings on these, took all that off and just used it essentially the same as ours, as a 530. So here's the pile of parts he came home with. We got hoses, we got cylinders, hinges, discs, shanks, all kinds of goodies. So yeah, interesting little buy. It's one of those things now I kind of wish we hadn't listed our 730, because between that one and this one we could make a heck of a ripper. Because that one we put quite a bit of money into it, but the frame is tweaked, so there's only so much you can do. Huh. New winter project either way. But with that, guys, it was kind of a crazy cluster of a day. Let's keep it PG. Nothing went quite the way we wanted it to, but now we still have a rain chance tomorrow night. So hopefully tomorrow, already I know we're going to have 2 tractors running first thing in the morning between Cameron and myself. He's going to go work some fields. I'm going to go get a field worked. Hopefully we get the hay drill fixed. get the big drill ready to go, planting oats saying spring triticale. Hopefully that drill's ready to go. Start hammering out some acres, get the water here. Just creating good quality content, right? Either way, guys, talk to you later.